Hello there. I am so glad you're here tonight because this is going to be so much fun. I'm Kat Hobson. You're listening to Paranormal Experience, or I guess you're watching too, with Kat Hobson, and I am really pumped to be doing my show. I have my best friend, one of my favorite people to investigate with, somebody who we call her Squirrel. There's reasons for that. We'll go into those when we get into the pictures and stuff. But you know, she is one of the best paranormal investigators I know, certainly one of the best ones I've ever worked with. And she is my travel buddy. We get around, and she's going to be tickled with one of the pictures I stuck in here because it has nothing to do with the paranormal, but everything to do with our last trip home. And I was so excited. She was not, she was sleeping. But anyway, without further ado, this is my best friend and my favorite person to ghost hunt with, Lori Dorsey. Hello, Lori.
Hello.
How you doing?
Uh, just having fun. It's what I do every day.
I know.
Yep.
Well, I have to tell you that I didn't think about it, but I have my little my little bowl here. I should have been dinging it all day today to get rid of all this energy that's around everywhere. But that's okay. You
Yeah,
live, you learn. But
I agree.
well, I have to say that I'm going to move my computer a little bit because I can't see me over my name. So I'm just wanted to fix that. So thank you for being here because every time we get together, it's a good time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I have got some really fun pictures that you didn't anticipate.
Oh great.
You're welcome. But I also have the pictures that you sent me. And you didn't send me any from Scotland, so I ad libbed a few
Okay. Well, I did.
because
I did send you one
you did.
screenshot of the Aerith Castle.
Yes. Well, you that I kind of have these set up in the trips that we took. I've got your Aerith, the
Balgoni. I sent you
well,
a picture.
Balgoni's going to be stuck in there somewhere.
Okay.
I've got Moon River. I've got Aerith. I've got the other Scotland where you almost had a close encounter. I've
Okay.
got your pictures from Sloss. I've got more Paulding. I just went everywhere.
Yay.
So,
Well, we've
and
been.
you'll know what all of. I know, right? And I do have pictures from all of our trips to Scotland. So that'll be fun.
Oh yeah. Always is.
And tell people how you started ghost hunting because they don't want to hear about how I did. They know that. But how did you start ghost hunting?
Um, I've always been interested for since I was a kid. Um, my grandmother on my dad's side would talk about at the old home place in Kentucky. There were spirits there. I never experienced anything there, but I went back after I had acquired a few pieces of equipment, and she wasn't kidding. There really was spirits, but it was family that were there. And then my first official ghost hunt I started in 2011,
Mhm.
and it was at Rhodes Hall in
Wasn't that a
Atlanta.
cool place?
Yeah, Rhodes Hall was pretty amazing. That was my very first official investigation that I took my equipment, and there were other people there that had, wanting to investigate. And yeah, that kind of hooked me because I got hits on because at that time, the only thing I had was a REM pod. I bought a REM pod, and I hadn't got my K2 yet, but I was getting hits on my REM pod, which surprised me because there was nobody in the room but me, and something was setting it off. And then, as the years go by, you just start accumulating equipment.
You do, yeah.
And
Sometimes
then,
too much to carry.
mhm. And then I got hooked in after all of that, I got a K2, my REM pod, but then I got my SLS,
Mm, yeah.
and things went off from there because most all of my evidence is in camera in SLS
Hmm.
form. I don't have much audio or still shots. Mine is video of
Right.
things moving
But the
through.
SLS video.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've been all over the world with that thing.
Well,
And,
you should have stuck with me, kid, and you'd have been to France too. So,
well,
you
that's
know.
true. We did get separated.
It's the only time that's ever happened to us when we traveled, and Delta was not ready when we were.
No.
So, you know, poot on Delta.
Yes.
Although I did get a France stamp on my passport for my whole 10-minute stay. But
Well, I was on my way to
Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah.
Hmm.
And they were
Abandoned
saying
me.
there was no seats, and there was one right next to me that was empty.
Yes. Like I
Yeah.
said, Delta was not ready when we were.
No.
And just so people know, we're not, skittish when we travel or anything,
No.
but we were absolutely um in the air from Edinburgh when they shut down European airspace 2 years ago.
Yep.
And we got to spend the night in the smallest airport known to man, pretty much smallest international airport known to man. We were
Yeah.
in Amsterdam,
Amsterdam.
and they didn't have even any of those little Japanese coffin beds or anything.
Nothing.
And well, they had one, and I didn't think they'd both fit, so I didn't buy it. So yeah, couldn't even
That was
sleep in a
an
coffin. Could
that
not
was an
even sleep in a
interesting.
coffin.
Hmm. That was an interesting 18 hours watching the clock.
Well, you slept. I'm sitting there watching the clock going, oh my God, if I could just fall asleep, but somebody has to watch these bags. I was just like,
I had my head down on the desk trying to find
you were
out.
so out.
I was
But,
in and out.
we started on the Chase Lounge. So,
Hmm.
we probably should have stayed there, but we didn't know. We
I
thought
know.
we could find something else.
Yeah.
And we had to pee.
Yeah.
That was the priority.
We were
I'll
everywhere.
stand for the rest of the night, but I must get to the bathroom. But, that was actually, it wasn't that bad.
No,
It was
I
just
mean,
annoying. It was
it
just
was, yeah,
annoying.
it was very annoying because they were of no help.
And neither of us are really, known for our patience levels.
You think?
That's why we get stuff done.
That's true. That's true.
But we had such a great trip that we didn't really care all that much. It was just the annoyance factor and the fact that they took off from Edinburgh knowing that we weren't going to go anywhere else.
Yeah, because we already
So,
missed the connection. So I like,
yeah. And we know Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm. And we could have.
We would have been fine. We could have
We
stayed
would have
another
been
week
fine
and
if
been
we stayed in
fine.
Edinburgh, but they didn't let us.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you're being nice, so that's okay.
I am being nice
Mm-hmm.
because I may want to fly Delta again someday.
True
But
that.
one of the things that I thought was the coolest thing was when we went to Scotland the first time. It was the trip from hell.
Oh, yes.
I mean, and I don't even care about saying names anymore, but I probably won't just because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or make them cry because I really could.
Oh yeah.
But we we got abandoned. We
Yeah.
I will say that you want to make sure that your tours aren't too mysterious. And that's just how I'm going to leave that.
Yes.
But we were abandoned in a roadside hotel that was a dive with bed bugs.
Yep.
Fortunately, we did not catch them because we weren't touching them.
Yeah.
And then that was after there weren't enough rooms where we were supposed to be staying in Loch Lomond.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 3 of us, and Tunde and Mikey had to go over to a completely other hotel pretend he had a broken window and it was raining, so it was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, but you know what? We made the best of a dire situation. So
Yeah, we did.
that was a cool place.
Mm-hmm.
And but before we go any more there, I want to share some of your pictures from our very favorite Old Paulding Jail, and then we'll talk more about Scotland. Is that
Okay.
okay with you?
Works for
Because
me.
when you were talking about the SLS, these are pieces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5
Okay.
of your images. And
Oh, that was Moon River.
this is actually Scotland.
No, that's Moon River.
That's Moon River, isn't it?
Yep. That's when I first took the shot and I saw something sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one is
Tell them what they're seeing. That's the orange.
What it is down in the basement of Moon River Brewery in Savannah, Georgia. There's a table and chairs sitting around it. Nobody was downstairs. And
Well, nobody was in that area.
No, we had cleared out, and you can't see all my equipment in the center of the table, but my not my SLS, my REM pod was going off, my K2 was going off, all my equipment was going off in the
Well,
center.
you had your Raggedy Ann.
Yeah, and it was in the middle of the table.
Mm-hmm.
And the thermal, I can't remember exactly who was with me that had the thermal, but I said, take a picture of that table because something's touching everything on that table. And they took the picture, and I said, send it to me because you can see somebody sitting there, the size of a child. And we had psychics, gifted people said that there was a child down there. And that came up because something was playing with everything that I had on the table.
And it really liked the doll.
Yeah. It was lighting it up every time. Anything that lit up, it lit it up for me. And there's another picture. There's 2 more pictures. You can see
There are.
That's the last one.
Let me come here.
You can still see it, and you can see the equipment that he had above it was going off. And it started to disappear. The last one is you can barely see it, but you can see the person holding it, but the equipment is still going off.
Yeah,
that he had in his hand. You could see it lit up. He had a K2.
You know, that was so bizarre.
Yeah.
And you know, that was where we started.
Yeah.
Was there.
Mm-hmm. Savannah,
and
down at Moon River. Yep, that was
that
crazy.
But I mean, that was where we started the investigation at Moon River.
Yep.
Because we had we had wraith chasers with us because Diggy was who I was with upstairs when I was getting that stuff.
Yeah.
But on the second floor.
Yeah. So it was that was one of the better catches that I got there. My SLS always went off down there. I always had figures hiding in the corners and things. But this one, you could actually see the thermal of something sitting there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's something that I was so impressed with. That's why, you know, that's why I have a thermal.
Yeah.
Now, was because of it took me a while because I didn't want to just get any of them. And I actually wound up buying an actual tool.
Right.
Not just a thermal imaging camera like from a ghost store. Right. And so it's probably the best investment I've made in my ghost hunting equipment after buying really good recorders, voice recorders. So, because I love some EVPs.
Oh yeah.
But you know, but I really like imaging better. And so then
Yeah, those were all Moon River quite a while ago.
That
That's been,
was, that's been years.
yeah, that's been a,
That was when the Wraith Chasers were still together.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And I'm going to pull up this Paulding because I
Oh
was
yeah.
so surprised when we were getting all the, you got a lot of thermal when we were doing this investigation. Both of us are friends with the owner, Shelley
Mm-hmm.
Robertson,
Robertson.
and Robinson. Ah,
Robertson.
so. But it is the old Paulding jail in Paulding, Ohio. Shelley Robertson owns this jail.
Yep.
She has relationships with the spirits. We have relationships with the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
We have been so fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
We've been so fortunate we haven't been jack slapped while we were there. But we've also been fortunate to be able to get so much evidence.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, when I was doing that live show, my producer, Todd, was like, I'll let you know when you need to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And a few minutes later, he says, you need to go. Take your computer and go. So, you know, this is not the same cell block, is it?
No.
This is not first floor.
Let me think. Where you were sitting on the floor and you got your hand up.
I did.
I think this was on the second floor.
I think so too.
Yeah, because of the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the doors are up on. I think this was up on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I tried to send you the SLS footage, but I don't know, it's just not going through. So I took a screenshot of when you reached up and the figure reached down.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it, where you can see your hand, but you can see the figure reaching for your hand.
Yeah. And you know, that to me was so surprising when you said that you had that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't do a lot on the second floor.
Yeah.
But what's funny is that second floor walkthrough is where Jack Osborne got his butt touched.
Yep.
And what did he scoot out of that chair or what? Ooh.
Pretty
Big
quickly.
old bad ghost hunting boy. Yeah. But that was interesting to me because I don't get a lot there.
No.
And I still get a lot on the first floor.
Yeah.
But I don't get a lot anywhere else. That's not true. I get stuff when we're up in the upstairs kitchen on the third floor.
Yeah. The quarters, the sheriff's quarters upstairs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So I just, but that was so interesting. And, you know, there's another series where we were all just sitting on the floor, just like, oh, it was so late, right? And we had gone back up there and they were still interacting.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't get tired. So they don't have a bedtime. They will stick with you as long as you'll hang.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, I wish I could have sent you the video, but it just wouldn't go through.
Well, the file was probably just too big to come from your phone.
Well, that could be, but the video was only a minute, but it still wouldn't let me download it. So I just screenshotted it where the contact was made.
And you know, it's so wild because weren't you there when Mikey and Rick and everybody was there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You were there for that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't travel.
Right.
Aggravating. Yeah. But with the and I want to ask you this because you were there. When y'all called me,
right,
from the first floor, were you on the first floor or in the basement when you called me?
No, we were on the first floor.
Which is amazing. You could get a signal out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But Did those K2s really go off when I started talking to the ghosts?
Yes. And the first thing that went through my mind is
Cell
the,
phone.
the cell phone was causing it to go off.
Mhm. Yep.
So I told I was holding the phone and I told Rick to back up, get away from the phone, get
Right.
back away from it. So because if we were that close and you were talking, because we were, I,
It would have gone off.
yeah. So he backed way far away from it. He went down the hallway and we started talking and you started talking. And I'm thinking, didn't we FaceTime? Wasn't it FaceTime?
Mm-mm.
No, it was just regular talking. I put you on
Yeah.
speaker, maybe.
I was on speaker.
Okay. And um, I was holding the phone while you were talking, and Rick was down the hallway away from the phone. So there shouldn't have been any interference. We were far
Well,
enough
not in
away
that
from each
building.
other,
Yeah.
far enough away that and it started to, it, it just started lighting up. I mean, when you were talking, hi, this is Kat. Do you remember me? And it would peg, it would light up.
Yeah.
And Rick is just in shock because he
Well,
wasn't
but you know,
expecting.
I
He
never ask them if they know if they remember me.
Yeah,
I always just because like every time I walk in the door at that jail, I'll go to that first floor cell block
yep,
where I pissed them off so bad that night.
right,
And I always say, "Hey guys, this Cat. I just wanted to let you know I'm back.
yeah,
I hope everybody's doing well. It's great to be here." And
hmm,
then I go on and do whatever I'm going to do. But before I even hug Shelly, that's what I do
right,
because I have a lot of respect for them. I
hmm,
don't
oh
want to
yeah,
make them mad again because they let me come back.
yeah, yeah,
And
but yeah, it Rick's jaw dropped to the floor because every time you would say these are my friends, that type of thing, and they would light up like they understood what you were saying, and
yeah,
you were introducing Rick and Mikey and everybody there that please talk to them, interact with
yeah,
them. They're good people, type thing. And Rick was like, "We're on the phone, and they're reacting to her." I said, "Well, they kind of know who she is, you
yeah,
know." So you know, but we did have activity that night after
yeah,
everything went pretty smooth. I mean, I wasn't with Rick and Mikey and Cheryl for that investigation. Vicky had her SLS, so she went with them,
mhm,
and I was with another group. But
yeah.
Vicky and Rick saw a shadow figure run across
Where were they?
down in the basement. Vicky and Rick saw it.
Yeah,
I don't think she caught it on the SLS, but they actually saw it with their own two eyes. Could see a figure run across down in the basement. But
well, that basement's freaky.
oh yeah, I mean,
I
I've
mean,
got. I should have sent you a still shot of the when we had the birthday party for the little girl that was murdered. She was down
yep,
on top of the table that we had her cake and balloons on, dancing because we
yeah,
were. I was playing Elvis and you know
yep.
all of them, and she was dancing up a storm. So it was on her birthday.
Did you have any video of when we did that the thing with Toby?
No,
I did.
I did not have
There,
any video on that because
there, there was some that Vincent had, but I never got it.
no, I wasn't running the camera then because the the temperature, everything shot up.
Yes,
I mean, it was crazy. But I wasn't
yes.
running the SLS then. I don't, because there was such a big group. I shut it off because it would map everybody, and I wouldn't be able to, you know,
I
every.
wonder. I wonder if it would have mapped somebody in that light, in that energy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Not sure.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, we were doing an investigation at the old Paulding jail. We were in the basement, and
Hmm.
Shelley's brother wanted to do an energy bridge.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you might not want to do that with me. I mean, you
Yeah.
know,
I can attest to that
and
too.
it was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So when it was going on, and we just, you know, held hands, and I'm not sure what he expected to happen, but you should always know what you're asking for. And that's just where I'm going to leave that.
Yes.
But it worked.
Hmm.
And Katie was actually sharing a seat with me.
Hmm.
And then, when I got up to do that, and when I came back, she was like, damn, girl.
Yeah.
She'd only known me like, 15 years.
Yeah.
But that was the only time I've ever done that
Hmm.
in public. I know how to do it, but that's the only time I've ever done it.
Hmm.
And in front of people.
Right.
And that was, because it's really good for healing.
Oh yeah.
It heals, and it's also really good protection if you need it,
Hmm.
because you will knock somebody backwards if you have
Yes.
to. Because when the emotions get high,
Yeah.
then it really works.
Hmm.
It's a good self-defense thing.
Hmm.
But since that's all I had ever really used it for,
Right.
when I had somebody that was you know, wanting me to share that for a purpose, it
Right.
was very bizarre, and I wasn't used to trying to control it,
Right.
because when I flow, I just flow,
Right.
and just about brought him to his knees. That was so funny.
I know.
But
I I've been the receiving end of your energy flow.
it fixed you.
Yes, it
It
did.
did fix you.
Yes. By the
So
time I
there's
got to
that.
the yeah, but I got to the doctor, and he looked at the thing, and everything was inflamed, and and now it wasn't. He goes, I don't know what you did, but he said you don't need the steroid shot. He said if you can move
Yeah.
around and do things. I said I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm just,
Hmm.
you're welcome. Well, but you do have to control that.
Hmm.
And but when I get that's why it's such good protection.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
know,
I
I know people that I
agree.
wish in hindsight I'd given a great big hug to. So
So yeah,
there's
that
that.
Paulding is pretty amazing place. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Oh yeah. And
I think it's so pretty.
Shelley's got some pretty good ideas on making things. She makes the best soap in the world. She makes the best deodorant, all
Deodorant. Mhm.
stuff, and I use it all the time. So if she stops making it, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Way to keep it clean. So thanks. But well, she also makes runes,
Yes, I have
and
some. Hmm.
she is one of the best metaphysical people I know. Her and Mark Bolts. I
Hmm.
mean, different sides of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
she reads a living.
yeah, he does too. But
Well, yeah.
she also read. I mean, he reads the dead pretty well too.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
And
Definitely.
so many thanks to Mark Bolts for that.
Hmm.
He's such a cool guy. But You know, I think that Old Paulding and Sloss are probably the strongest. Well, and oh, I should have put that in the pictures when we were at Mansfield.
Yeah.
I
didn't
still
see
couldn't believe
any,
that
man.
when Vicky sent me that picture,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't
I'm
know,
just
there
glad
was a
I
great
found it.
big
Sent
black
it to you.
glob reaching out for me, and my mom
Mm-hmm.
got between us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm just glad I found it,
it's-
sent it to you when you were at the UFO conference, because when you asked me to do that, I went,
yeah.
let me find it.
Well, but that was the most radical, bizarre thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had an image where something was coming after me.
Right.
And I didn't even know it. I was just looking for a chair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, we're down in solitary, and the the event that they
Mm-hmm.
hold was the next day. So all of the chairs were out from down there.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe they left one around the corner. So, Vicky's doing stuff and
Yeah.
I'm doing stuff, and I didn't even know she was filming or taking pictures or whatever she was doing. And I'm just going around the corner to look behind there.
Yeah.
And when she showed me that, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I saw the purple.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother was a member of the Red Hat Society. They always wore purple.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, oh my God, that's my mother. Because she had been in the car because I flew into Columbus, and Katie and I met y'all up there.
Yep.
And we smelled laundry in the car when we were leaving her house. And I looked at her, I said, it's not a man. And she was like, no. And she was like, it has to be one of our moms or something. I was like, oh, because we always, if we were home, the dryers were going because, my mom worked, my sister and I were very far apart in age. And so it was just what we did was laundry all the time.
All the time.
So, and so I was like, are you a mom? Are you Katie's mom? Are you my mom? And I played it back. And when I said, are you my mom? The boy said, yes. And I was like, well, hey, we're on our way here to go to. And my mother, I didn't know until she was dying, was very metaphysical. Mm-hmm. And she was a psychic. Mm-hmm. And so the things you talk about when you're dying, right? Mm-hmm. Was, well, you know why you ghost hunt. You know why you can see them or hear them. And I'm like, I don't see them. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you see them. And I was like, well, I choose not to. And I did choose not to, right. Because I don't like the idea of seeing a death state.
Right.
But anyway, she's like, well, don't you hate it when they just won't leave you alone when you're trying to go to bed? And I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. What do you mean? And I was just so blown away that she had these
finds out before she goes. I'm just glad you found out before she left this earth.
Yes.
I'm very glad.
And yeah, I am too.
Mm-hmm.
And well, she had she had a really bad car wreck when she was a kid, high school, maybe first year of college, but she was on her way down to Alabama for a party and there was a car accident. And it was bad enough that my grandpa's an engineer, a railroad engineer. When they brought him back, they didn't tell him what was going on, but they broke a train so that he could get in. And they don't, they separated the train, and they don't do that, didn't do that. So he knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And he didn't drive. So they had a police car there waiting on him to get him to the hospital.
Right.
But because I thought she was going to die and couldn't do that without her dad.
Right.
I mean, without seeing her dad or him seeing her. Mm-hmm. So, it was just one of those things that I think maybe that kicked that off. I know it really had some negative effects on her later in life. Mm-hmm. But Yeah, because I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about you. I'm sorry.
It's
This is all about you, girl.
oh, girl.
But we're
When
best
we're
friends. We
together,
talk
we
about
talk about.
everything.
So
But
yeah, I mean, I don't know what else, what other pictures. I'm kind of half
well, yeah, let's
afraid of
just
what
look at them because we're going to move right over to
what
air.
did you what did you
We're
do?
going to air.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't mind going to air. This is the first place that we were supposed to stay in Scotland.
Yeah.
It
Went up.
was a castle. It
Mm-hmm.
was a 1400s castle.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. They
Mm-hmm.
had a fire, so we couldn't stay. They happened to have a lodge. This was not, it was probably the only thing that wasn't the organizer's fault, but
Yeah.
it was so cool because we actually got in there the night that we got there,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to Rick,
Yeah.
and got to go through and investigate the castle.
Just us.
And
You, me, Mikey, Rick, and Cheryl.
yes,
But
and it
this,
was
yeah,
amazing
this shot is when we were all of us were in there,
with the
allowed
group.
to be in there.
Yes.
And like I said, I couldn't send you the clip, but you can
Yeah.
see Mikey sitting there.
Yeah.
And he was sitting behind the chair, and somebody, we don't know, I don't know who it was, but somebody's sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Somebody sitting there.
And
And they sat there quite a while. I had,
and you know, that was such a cool area.
mm-hmm. I should have sent you the one that
The
I was
dog. You should have sent me the dog.
I didn't even think about it.
I didn't even think
going
about
through-
that. I would have asked.
I was going through so many videos trying to remember. I was
Yeah.
actually the one where I was mapping everybody but Rick. You know,
That was wild.
that was crazy. I mean, I told him, I said, "Do you have your defense shield up or what?" Because I said, "I can't map you, and I can map everybody in this room but you." And there was something standing by his chair.
Right.
There was something standing there next to him, but I mapped it, but I couldn't map him. It was the strangest thing.
That is weird.
It took almost 20 minutes maybe. And I could map him. He finally was able to be mapped. I don't know.
Wrap those shields.
Yeah. He lowered his bat shield. I don't know. But this one was a decent. I took a screenshot of this one because you can see Mikey.
Well, you can see the group in the real
room.
picture.
Yeah. And there was someone sitting in that chair while we were conducting a investigation in that room, because that was the one that was just outside the bar area. This is where they had the weddings and stuff in that place. And something was sitting there. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy because it kept turning its head. You can't tell. You can see that its head above the chair, but it was looking around because Mikey was talking. And yeah, I mean, it's almost like a kid because it's not sitting tall into the chair, and the top of the head is just above the chair. And we seem to have gotten like kids in there, because there was another shot when we first, and I didn't send it. I didn't even think about it. But I videotaped something that was in that bar area in the chair that you had just got up from.
Oh, that's the night that we went.
Yeah, when you and I.
And they were dancing in the chair next to me.
Yes. So.
That was so wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
that was crazy.
And I mean, guys, when she's doing the SLS, they're all like dancing everywhere.
Yeah.
And, they'll go up and they'll go down and they'll go up and they'll go down. It's the coolest thing. It's so much fun.
And if I ask them to wave at me, inevitably they throw their hand up and wave at me. So
they do.
I know that they hear what I'm saying. If they throw their hand up when I ask them to wave, then I know that this isn't, you know,
Interactive.
baloney. Yeah, they're actually hearing what I'm asking them to do, and they're doing what I'm asking them to, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a lot of that. I don't know why the SLS, since I got a hold of that. It's yeah. Oh, that's Balgoni.
It
That
says
was
Earth Castle too. I
yeah,
must have done that wrong.
that was Balgoni Castle. That was coming into the library, or the, the quarters in there upstairs on the third
Oh,
floor.
didn't you love there? Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah. And there was I couldn't have sent you the video because it was so long, but
Hmm.
something stood there outside that door for at least 10 minutes. I videotaped him
Yeah.
standing there, and people would come
Is
in
this the
and
first time?
yeah. There was stood outside that door. And then when we did the investigation, when Rick and Mikey and those guys were there by themselves when they were doing it for Jay's
Hmm.
thing, they were hearing something outside the door. Well,
Right.
there was something outside the door, was
Yeah.
standing there. So yeah, I caught that first thing. I turned around because, me, I'm always looking behind me because I'm figuring something's
Yep.
coming up behind me. So I'm always swinging around and looking behind me and looking
She's
up.
trying to say she's paranoid without saying she's paranoid.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And looking up. I
She
always look
worked for
up.
the police for a long time.
And if you look up and look behind you, then a lot of times you'll catch stuff, because they don't want to be, that close to you, but they want to see what you're doing. I mean,
Because they're nosy.
yeah, they want to see what you're
They
doing.
are nosy.
Yeah, they really are. So,
Do you
yeah,
think that's because they, I mean, Balgoni gets a lot of visitors. I
yeah.
mean, there's ghost hunts there quite often.
Oh, yeah.
But some of the places, like, you know, when we were at Erith and it looked like a kid that was in that chair next to me dancing, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
And then, when we were, well, just about anywhere you go,
Hmm.
if they're gonna interact, they're very pleased and excited about
Hmm.
it. It seems
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
like this one about Balgoni. Like I said, this is Balgoni. There's investigations there often.
Hmm.
This isn't trying to interact; it's just listening.
Yeah. Just watching, see what you're doing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And this was
Because
before the Laird had passed. So I know it wasn't
mhm,
him. This was,
yeah, this was
2
actually
years.
right before the Laird passed because
Yep.
Rick talked to him before he left, and he passed shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
That trip is
Yeah.
when, right after that, is when he passed away.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
he's there now,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, as we found out. And if you have not gone back and watched my show with Mikey Thompson, you need to go check that show out.
Yeah.
And you will find out just how there the Laird is. But
Yes.
because that was the most bizarre experience. One of the most bizarre experiences we've had as a group was when he showed up after he died.
Yeah.
He was enthusiastic.
Yes, he
Now,
was.
we need to go back to Earth because the last thing in the world that you would ever expect to happen to you is a UFO experience. So, why
Yes.
don't you? I'm going to leave this up here. Why don't you tell people what happened to you and then I'll show them that image
Okay. Well, it was the first night we were there. Um, we got
before
settled
we got to
in.
ghost hunt?
Yeah. We got settled in to our rooms and got everything ready to go. And Mikey found out there was a cemetery not far within walking distance of
Mhm.
the castle.
And now this is
So,
in Falkirk outside of Edinburgh,
yeah.
just for anybody keeping score.
Yeah. And so I threw my SLS together, got everything, made sure everything was good. Everything was working. I was getting,
Until it wasn't.
yeah. And so
I
we
think there's a
all,
reason for that, though.
yeah, so we all trotted down to the
The
cemetery,
cemetery.
and it was a pretty good clip. It wasn't real close, but and at that time my feet and my knees were not as good as they are now.
Hmm.
So I was pretty slow. I wasn't moving real fast. And, but we all made it down there. We all made it to the cemetery. The midgies were everywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
Poor Mikey.
yeah. And so I fired up my SLS, and every time I fired it up, it shut down.
Yeah.
Every time. I'd get one good shot, and there was something standing next to a headstone. It was a veteran, and every time it shut off. It would shut
Yeah.
off every time. And so I'd restart it, get it going again, and it shut off. And about after the third time, I was done. Between the aggravation of the SLS
Hmm.
and the midgies, I was
Yeah.
done. So I just let Kat know. I just yelled. I said, I'm going back to
I'm
the,
out.
I'm out of here. I said, this camera is not working. And I said, these midgies are in my eyes and in my face. I'm done. So I knew it would take me a while because, I wasn't in that great a physical shape. So I started walking as quickly as I could, which really isn't that much. I started by myself, had to backtrack and go across the fields and go through stuff. And then I was walking and I was looking down, and I had a flashlight because it was pitch black, and there was moonlight in front of me. There was like a clouded moon in front of me. So I had a little bit of light shining down on me. And then I heard footsteps behind me, and I figured it was some of the group coming up behind me trying
I'm going
to.
to interject here
Okay.
because I saw you from up in the cemetery and you were walking by yourself. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go. She's by herself. And I took off. And so
And,
I will verify there was nobody walking with you. And,
mm-mm,
and that was all the way up until I caught up with you.
mm-hmm. There was like I said, I heard footsteps behind me, and I started talking, and then I heard Kathleen and
Christine,
Christine, and I'm not sure, there was somebody else with them. I don't think it was
Nick,
Neil. Neil might have been
Neil, Neil.
Neil, and they flew past me because they could walk. I couldn't. So I said, were you guys up close to me? They said, well, no. I said, okay, because there was footsteps right behind me. So I
Yeah.
just kept walking, and Christine and Kathleen and those guys went on up ahead of me, and Christine took a picture of me. That's the picture that you've got.
Yeah.
And she said that the moon was behind her, which makes sense because I remember the moonlight coming in front of me, not
Right.
behind me. It was in front of me. And when you see the picture, yeah, it's I didn't pay any attention to it till Kat looked at it, and that light looking down
Yeah.
is me with my flashlight going up the path, and um, Christine had the moon behind her, and she snapped
Hmm.
that picture, and there is a spacecraft of some nature behind me in the light back
I'm
there.
trying to,
And
there, I made it a little bigger. And it actually looks, it's either more than one or it's great big.
yeah,
I mean,
because
there's no halfway about that.
and everybody kept saying, well, that's the moon. I said, no, The moon is in front of me. This is behind me.
Yeah. Well, now I've
So,
gone to full screen. There we go. But I mean, that really is the most bizarre thing.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So you had this urge to get your butt up there with me for some reason. And I think that's probably why
Where you just look so alone.
I was,
Yeah.
but I was
I
mad
mean, well,
because
now I've lost you. I haven't lost you, lost you. I just don't have you in the picture.
oh,
So I'm
that's
playing
okay.
with this
That's okay.
because I made the image great big, and now I don't know how to make me not quite so great big. Oh, that was not it.
But yeah, that was a bizarre night. That was the first night we were there.
Thank you, Carl. So Carl saved us as he's
Yay.
driving. Oh, he's good.
Yes.
But it's so that I mean, I've had UFO experiences, right? But that was such a biggie because it's the most interesting. I mean, seriously,
Mm-hmm.
look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like somebody smiling, like a kid's doodle with the nose,
Yeah.
the eyes, the nose, the
Mm-hmm.
smile, and there's nothing behind those clouds to be lighting that up.
No.
So I think that was. I mean, this was our first night in Scotland, our first night in Scotland ever, and it's just the most weird, bizarre, cool thing
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't get taken, so
Well,
there's that.
yeah.
You know,
But the
yeah.
odd part was the walking behind me.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it
I
was,
think the spacecraft is kind of weird.
well, that too. But
But
you know,
the weird thing is that they didn't see who was walking behind you.
yeah, nobody
I
saw
think
anything. But
that's. Mm,
yeah.
I love that. I mean, because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't me, so I can love it for you. But I would. I mean, I was coming to save you.
Oh, I
I
know.
just didn't know what I was. I just didn't know I was saving you. Right. Par
Yes.
for the course. But you know, and what's so funny about us to be as inseparable as we are now, right? Is that we ghost hunted the same events with the same people, and we never connected until we were in Gatlinburg. So,
Mm-hmm.
not Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
It is Gatlinburg. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, because here, I do not have, I do have
The
glasses.
the
Yay.
Titanic is where you and
The
I
Titanic
connected.
is where we first connected, but you were at Sloss
Yes.
at the
Too.
same event I was at,
Mm-hmm. Now,
which was really
and you,
fun because Chase Klosky was then the host of Fate Magazine Radio.
oh, okay.
And she was doing a live show from there that
Okay.
night with
Mm-hmm.
Chad. So, but tell us about this picture.
That was looking up at the nobody was allowed up there. That was the upper walkway areas.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned around and I took that shot because it looked like somebody was standing there with a flashlight, but it really wasn't a flashlight, but it looked like one up on the top up there.
Yeah.
You can see like a wide brim hat, and you can see like somebody's looking down, like what is happening or what's going on. But
Yeah.
you can see
Like they're
down
leaning.
below, you can see down below the flashlight when people were investigating down below the walkway area. But this was above that nobody was allowed to be up there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting that something was checking us out, what we were doing. But you couldn't really, you can see the
Well,
outline.
it's up there at up on the very top.
No, it's kind of in the
Is that where you're
center.
talking about?
In the center.
Well, I see the light in the center, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not seeing as well the. Oh, okay. I do see them.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
That's okay.
Because I was looking up on the top, which to the right of that looks like there's something
Well,
standing
it
there.
could be,
But I
but
see
the one I'm seeing is the one in the center.
with the light.
Yeah. But it's not really a light, but it kind of looks like a light.
It does, yeah.
Because the
Well,
flashlight, yeah.
this is the first place that I ever had. Um, well, I had a big experience there, but I was
Right.
there during an event, a public event,
Mm-hmm.
and it was such a bizarre moment because I got lost, right? I
Mm-hmm.
was back behind, and I worked at an entertainment venue, and the people that were working security there were my security people. So, I'm walking around, I'm so lost. And there was a noise, a really loud noise, and it sounded like a growl. And so I'm like looking, but now I'm looking for a trigger switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys that I knew came around and he was like, "What are you doing back here?" I said, "Well, I got lost, but where's this trigger? I'm looking for the trigger." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "For the growl. Where's the trigger?" Because it was a haunted house, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, where's the where's the trigger for the growl?" And he was like, "This isn't part of the house. This isn't part of the haunt." And I'm like, "Well, yes, it is. I just heard it." And he was like, "What you heard was not part of the haunt because there's nothing like that back here." And I was like, "Well, then get me to the front." You stay with me. Get me to the front.
Mm-hmm.
So he did. But it was the craziest, nuttiest moment
Mm-hmm.
because, okay, and then my doctor told his kids what I did and decided that they wanted to go ghost hunting and asked me if I would take them ghost hunting. And I was like, "Well, yeah, I'll do that if you go with them." I'm not taking your kids on a ghost hunt by myself, you know. And I took them to Sloss, and because it's the most consistently haunted place I know,
Mm-hmm. When I
except now
was
the old
there,
cottage
yeah,
wall.
the thing that when I was there, I had two really bizarre things. I had a lot of kids because I had my Susie doll, my Raggedy Ann, and they were constantly grabbing the hands, constantly when I was there. And the other thing that happened to me there, because I've only been there that one time, was there was a lady that had a camera that would kick on when something would go in front of it, like a movement or something, and
Yeah,
her camera would flash. I don't know what app she had, but she showed it to me. I didn't I didn't get a copy of her picture, but it went off down in the where the three guys that burn up down there, like uh like boiler
in the tunnels or down in the boiler room.
down in the boiler room. Three guys died,
Mhm.
and her camera went off when we were sitting down there, and there was three huge, I mean huge orbs coming down those stairs. And that was the other really bizarre thing, other than Amy Bruni was up in one of the offices because Amy was there at the time, and something picked up a table and smacked it, slammed it down. I wasn't
Right.
in the room when it happened, but everybody came running out. It's like, what
That's
is
funny.
happening? It was like a grumpy old man type energy, is what it was. And I went
Yeah,
in there, you know me,
I do.
I had my K2 and I was asking questions. I said, did you slam that table down and pegged all five lights?" I said, "Okay." I won't say what I said, but I said, "Do you like being a jerk?"
Yeah.
And he lit it up. I said, "Okay, well, that's what I figured. You just like scaring the crap out of people." And 5 lights again. I thought, okay, you're a real jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the boiler room is where I took my doctor and his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I mean, I didn't tell him anything,
Right.
right? And I mean, because I like to not know. I love not having the history before I go in.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so funny because, yeah, because there's a little staircase in the boiler
Mm-hmm.
room, and
Yep.
then you've got outside the door the ones that go up to the impellers.
Right.
And so I was sitting there, not really saying much, just letting them do their thing. Had my equipment out with all the visual equipment so that they could
Yeah.
do their thing. And two of them were college age, and the other one was still in school here. And when we were leaving, I mean, there had been, people had the girl had her shirt pulled on, and the boys got touched and stuff. My doctor was like, I do believe I just felt something. And I'm like, duh. So it was funny because I was like, you're a sloth. You're good
Yeah.
at feel stuff.
Yeah.
So we got up, got done, and the girl actually, I think, might have been touched inappropriately.
Yeah.
But she handled it. And I was just kind of like, this went pretty well for kids. I mean, big kids and then younger kid,
Right.
but the dad was there. I wouldn't do that without a dad there.
Yeah.
And so we got out and we were walking upstairs. It was a rainy, gloomy day. And it was so bad because we got through the whole thing and walked outside, and the kid goes, "Oh, I think I got scratched just now outside of the
Wow.
building, not in the
Mm-hmm.
room." And so I'm like, "What?" And so his dad looked at his tummy and said, "Oh, yes, that's an abrasion." And I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
What?"
Yeah.
So I didn't act shocked, but I was so shocked inside. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Well, I'm so sorry that happened." And his dad's like, "It's fine. We have antiseptic and we'll be just blah, blah." And I'm like, "It's a paranormal thing.
Yeah.
I hope you're okay."
Yeah.
So they left, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go back downstairs, make sure I didn't leave any of my equipment. So I go back downstairs and I got in there and I was like, "Why would you do that? Why would you wait until after that was over? I just can't believe you did that." Blah, 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 blah. And I heard talking upstairs. And so, I turned on my recorder because I knew there wasn't anybody in there. It was a nasty rainy day. Nobody's going to go towards loss.
Yeah.
And so, unless you're there for nefarious purposes. So, I turned my recorder on and I was like, "Who's up there talking by those impellers?" I got a 3-voice EVP, and one of them had profanity in it. And I knew that wasn't a radio. And I was just like, "Y'all were mean. I
Yeah.
can't believe you did that."
Yeah.
And
To a kid.
so, I
Mm-hmm.
was, well, one of the voices said, "Bad customer." And the other guy said, "Yabble." And then the third voice was real slow, real southern, real deep. Said, "Bad customer, eat poop." That's
Yeah.
not what he said,
Right.
but I try to keep it clean for the kids.
Yeah.
But it was just like, oh my God. I got it home and downloaded that baby so fast because I did not want to lose that.
Yeah.
And because I lose them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I will download them on a computer and the computer dies, and then that one's in my drive.
Yeah.
So I keep it. But it was just so cool
Mm-hmm.
and so completely unexpected.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Don't you get excited? Because you get them a lot too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had that one of my first disembodied voices was in when I was in Kentucky. at the home place down there. I luckily I turned on my voice recorder that I had on my phone when I
Mm-hmm.
walked in, and my daughter Christy was with me, and we walked into the front room, and I heard a voice, and I had the thank goodness I had the voice recorder on, and it said, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I had to listen to it a couple times, but it was "Who are you?" And that was one of the first um, disembodied voices that I caught.
Yeah.
That was
Was it a
interesting. It was,
disembodied voice or was it on your recorder? Did you hear it live?
yeah, I heard it. I heard the voice. I couldn't understand what it said, but I had the recorder on and it caught it. And
Right.
then I could play it back and finally understand what it was saying. And it said, it was between Christy and I, and it says, "Who are you? Who are you?" And I didn't know what it said till I got out of there and listened to it. But
Right.
um, I started introducing who I was.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it's family, it's the only thing that's in there that I could tell was family. It
Right.
was, you know, all it's just all my dad's side of the family. It was their home place that they had. The Howards, my grandmother side of the family, they lived there for years. It's been there in the family for a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was one of the first ones that I disembodied. Now my first EVP, I don't even remember the first EVP. I really don't. That was my first disembodied voice.
Yeah.
The other one that I found that I recorded was when Toby and I and Vicky were down at Paulding Jail, and we were downstairs in the dungeon,
Mm-hmm.
and Toby was talking, and all of a sudden the his K2 pegged, and it was making noise, and a K2 usually doesn't make that much noise,
Yeah.
and that's when I heard that phone, and it kept going off and going off and going off, and the other two or three people that were down there with us, I swore somebody had to have had their phone on that was going
Right.
off. Vicky said hers was upstairs. Mine was upstairs, and so was Toby's. And then it stopped ringing, and then you heard the sound like it was, voicemail. And I went upstairs, and I had it on my recorder, on my tape recorder, and so did Toby. And I said, okay, they had a event there. I said, somebody's pranking you,
Yeah.
but somebody's got a phone down there in that one open cell block down there. So Vincent went down and he had a metal detector because he said, I'll find it. So he crawled back in there, and the only thing he found was a metal pipe.
Hmm.
So whoever that was, they think it was Bob. I think it was
Yeah.
Bob.
Has it
Was
been that long? I mean, has it been that recent?
No, that was, I don't know. It was shortly after Bob had passed away unexpectedly. And he was one of the ones that would deliver pizza, and he basically Shelley kind of adopted him into
Yeah.
the group.
Well, he was there at the Halloween party that I was up there for.
Oh,
He
okay.
had a cardiac issue. Well, during that, the one that
Mm-hmm.
was so cold,
Mm-hmm.
and the
But
squad had to come and get him.
they think that that it was probably him, because he was directing toward Toby, because Toby was the one who was asking questions, who was down
Right.
there, whatever. And I mean, everything lit up on his meters, everything. And
Wow.
then we heard that phone going off, and it wasn't there wasn't anything down there, and none of us had phones down there.
Mhm.
And that was one of the most bizarre things that has happened that I've been in the
Wow.
middle of, other than when the Laird showed up and everything went off on his stuff. That was crazy.
Didn't you think that it was so interesting that, I mean, because you were looking at it too, and you were seeing the static climbing
Oh yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
But then when we looked at Mikey's video,
You couldn't.
that's not there.
No.
And
That visual
so,
wasn't there, but we could
no,
see it. You and I
yes.
and Mikey. I
Well, the
think Rick
ladies
saw
saw
it.
it. The ladies that were the Scottish paranormal guests that were in there with us saw it
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
everybody was talking about it.
because it was
And
climbing. It was
yeah,
climbing, just like a Jacob's ladder.
hmm
Mm-hmm. It's what it
that's
looked like.
exactly what it was like.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, thanks. But
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what the right term for that was.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looked like
But
to me.
yeah, and I just, I was so surprised
Mm-hmm.
because everybody knew the Laird was going to show up for Rick, right? The Laird had just died, guys. And when we were there the year before,
Mm-hmm.
Rick had the opportunity to talk to him before we left. And he was so upset because he was like, I don't think I'll get to talk to him again.
Yeah.
And he was right. He was
Mm-hmm.
correct. And so it was just one of the most strange things. We
Yeah.
didn't know how he was going to show up. I really thought he was going to show up. Rick thought it would be in the chapel. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it would be in the library,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the Laird's quarters.
Yes.
But where we were turned out to be much more personal to him
Mm-hmm.
than any of us knew, didn't it?
Yep. Because his workshop was right behind that door. And yeah, when I still kind of chuckle about the whole thing because Rick, I was standing next to Rick and we both had
Clueless.
K2s. And I was just, it was pegged. His was pegged, mine was pegged, and everybody kind of like, okay, now we know who this is. And he was not catching on to
He
it.
was not.
He
And
wasn't.
everybody, all the guests of Scottish Paranormal, they're come hunt with the Americans, right? So we're
Yeah.
there with all these people and primarily female. I think that it was all female.
Yeah.
And, you know, so, and Rick's like, well, this is obviously somebody that's
But no,
accustomed to dealing with paranormal equipment. And I'm like,
and I'm
get it,
sitting there
buddy.
kind of
Get it,
looking at
buddy.
him
And if that's
side
you who's
eyed.
listening, I'm giving you a hard time. I was just like, come on, guy. Come on, guy. And he goes, this could be the Laird. And I'm like, yes, yes. Thank you for getting there. You know, and, but it was such, and then this lady that was with them, she was part of Scottish Paranormal. She's like, well, Gregor said that there's a password that the Laird is supposed to use if that's him. And I'm like, well, I'm not worried about a password right now
No.
because I
I don't
have
care
no
what the
doubt
code
who's
word
here with
is,
us.
whatever that code word is, if he says it, so
That's for
that's
Greg.
fine.
That
That's
is
for Greg.
Greg's password.
That's not
And
ours.
yeah, but it was the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And the most fun, but it was so much fun because, you know, Mikey's filming the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to film the whole thing. I
Mm-hmm.
think Mikey in our video was like 7th power drain on my camera.
It just
I'm
clicked
using a
off.
handy cam.
Mm-hmm.
Got a handy cam with extra batteries, and it's like,
Yeah. Click.
and
Click.
with a full battery.
Yeah. Click. Click.
So,
Yeah. And I moved away from Rick and went behind Mikey with the K2,
yes,
and still
yes,
getting hits on the K2. Even,
it was so powerful.
yeah. I wasn't getting as strong when I was standing next to Rick, but when I moved away from him and went behind Mikey, I was still, my K2 was still going off.
Yeah.
It wasn't pegged, but it was still going off.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
that was pretty amazing.
I got up and moved because I was afraid that was going to explode. And I mean, really,
Yeah,
I mean, and
the way
so
climate.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm back by, I mean, and I'm telling you, there's nothing on the video showing that power,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I'm not standing here. This is going to eat me up if this starts going south here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I got up and I moved and I was behind Rick. I was towards the workshop.
Yeah.
And, you know, the castle that he and Stuart had made,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was between it and the workshop.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to get back away from that. I just wanted to be away from that. So it was so funny because I'm right by where and the Laird made his own coffin. For those who don't already know this or
Story.
experiences about
Mm-hmm.
this man. And so the workshop where he had made his coffin
Mm-hmm.
was right behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, which in hindsight probably wasn't the best place to go, but it wasn't right by the REM pod that looks like it's trying to blow up. So
Yeah.
it was all good. But you know, that was the well, you know it did,
I know.
but it was just the strangest,
Mm-hmm.
most absolutely wonderful goodbye I've ever seen a spirit do.
Yeah.
And that was all for Rick.
Oh yeah.
You
Definitely.
know, the fact that we were there
Witnessing
was
it.
just a
Mm-hmm.
gift to us.
Oh
But
yeah.
that goodbye was only for Rick.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And
And he finally caught on.
yeah,
It took him
20
a
minutes
minute.
later.
I just,
But
I was just kind of going, whoa.
hello, who could this be? Who's familiar with paranormal equipment? Who would be in this room? Who would be here with us because of you?
Yeah.
Yes, that could be you. But as I always tell them, good thing you're pretty.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just so funny because that castle is so haunted anyway.
Oh yeah.
Before the Laird passed away,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
and but he put so much of himself in that castle. He carved every door,
Mm-hmm.
and these are great big oak, I guess 6 foot doors.
Yeah.
Then and he intricately carved everyone that's in that building,
Yep.
those buildings.
Beautiful.
And you know, he was a master wood carver, and that was an edict he had a sign for.
Mm-hmm.
And
Leather.
you
He
know,
did leather. He could do all of it.
well, the winters are long in Scotland, so but they find a lot to do. But genuinely, he was such an artisan.
Yeah.
And he was the Laird of Balgony, and now his son is.
Yes.
And actually, Stuart has several lairdhips, at least two.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so it's very amazing to learn about this culture that's so different from ours.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, because seriously, I live in the South. If we get snow, we are shut down for a week. And so for me to, you know, we do get tornadoes, but, you know, there's a flip side to everything.
Oh yeah.
But it's just so bizarre when you consider the lifestyle of the Scots, even in the cities,
Mm-hmm.
but certainly in the country.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, because you see the interaction between the community members, you know,
Oh yeah.
especially in Roslyn.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when we stayed at the
The inn,
the Roslyn Inn, I think it's or
Chapel Cross Inn.
Chapel Cross. I mean,
Is that
everybody
right?
in there, you know, especially at Dolly's, you know, they
Mhm.
knew who we were, and
Which is the cafe at the inn.
yeah, and great food, you know, and across the street, the restaurant over there, you know, that
You
there,
just love it because they have steak and ale pie.
yes, and pretty great macaroni and cheese.
True that.
But yeah, I mean, it's very personal.
Mhm.
They're very dog friendly. If you have a dog, they have food, water, all up and down the streets for them. When
And
if
if you don't have a dog, they'll assign you one.
yes,
So,
yes,
I mean,
but
it's a very dog friendly community.
mhm. And it's just, you know, they're just very personable, very kind. Um, they'll help you explain things to you, help you if you're lost, you know, just find one of the locals and they will personally direct you where
Take
you
Well, they will take you where you need to go.
yeah,
It's
and they
a little
will
bitty town.
hmm
To be
so
12 miles from Edinburgh.
yeah,
It's a bus ride from Edinburgh. I mean, we get dropped off there. This year we took a bus back. We took a cab back
we took a cab back, yeah, because
in
we had so much
Edinburgh.
stuff.
But it was like a 20-minute cab ride.
Right,
It was
right,
nothing.
right.
And although we did get to, be caught up in the uh,
Protests,
free Palestine, whatever
yeah.
protests, it's
hmm
like, I'm just trying to get to my hotel.
hmm
I mean, seriously.
Then we had the
But yeah,
we
we
had the
had to
bomb.
we had a bomb threat
Yep,
in our building.
and we
We had
couldn't
gone
get
to the
to it.
mall.
We
Well,
could.
we had gone to the mall
hmm
because we had a dinner reservation. We needed to do a couple of things before we went to dinner.
Yeah.
When we came out of the mall and we're going to our hotel, all the people that work there are standing outside and all the other guests. And
Yes.
so then there
They
we are.
started. hmm And
And
we couldn't get into a room. We had reservations in like an hour. So
yeah,
we couldn't.
meanwhile, the bomb squad's there.
Yeah,
And, you know,
that
but
was fun.
it was stupid. It was stupid
We had
because
just enough time to get up, drop the stuff off that we had bought,
brush our hair
and get kind of freshened up, and then we took off and got to our
to a
reservation.
5-star restaurant with no
Mhm.
time to get ready.
Yeah, and it was a real nice restaurant, and I didn't look too great, but the food
We
was.
did. We did okay.
We did all right.
We were all right for old women.
Yeah,
But I mean, but a bomb threat.
yeah,
And and it was because there was a Barclays Bank in that building.
yes.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But goofballs.
Then there was the riot. Well, we finally got back to our room. It was a riot out front.
Right outside because our hotel is right across from Waverly Station.
Yeah,
So there we are.
yeah.
And it was just like, I told you I heard that. And
Well, I kept saying, "Am I dreaming this, or did this really happen?"
no, there's a fight. I told you there was a fight. And because we had the window open.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I was sleeping by the window. So I always sleep by the window. But
Yeah.
but that was the weirdest part. And I'm going to tell you, I have never one time, even then, I've never felt unsafe in Scotland
Mm-hmm.
because they are still a warrior class. And if something happens,
Oh
they're
yeah.
not going to have it.
Mm-mm.
So it was really a miracle that protest went off without a hitch,
Yeah.
except for the bomb. And they're probably who planted the bomb
Probably.
because Barclays,
Yeah. Yeah.
would have the audacity to perhaps support Israel. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of patience with protests because they were keeping me from a really good steak and I knew it.
I
And they
know.
weren't going to let me in blue jeans. So well, we went in blue jeans, but we did freshen up and look nice.
Mm-hmm. We put some face on some issues.
It's some sort of a face for the first time in 2 weeks. But well, did we even wear makeup while we were
Doubt it.
there? I doubt it.
Did. I think I raked a comb through my hair.
Well, I have to run a comb through my hair or else I just have you know, wild woman from Borneo here. Lots of static if I don't do something to it.
I get
But
it.
well, you've got so much here, and it's all curly. So you Scottish lass, you.
Yes. Uh, oh, that's
You
fun.
know, what's bizarre is just how haunted Scotland is.
Oh, yes. E-
I mean,
Every
and you
every
piss off ghosts everywhere
inch.
you go
Yeah. Every
when you're
inch of
there.
Scotland. Every inch. I mean, well, like that first time when it was just Rick and I after the first thing, we were walking up
Yeah,
Calton Hill and we had that
yeah,
voice come up behind us. And it's like, are you kidding me? There was nobody around us.
yeah.
I kind of went, well, okay.
Because that's when you were still walking slow and you were just pissing them off because they couldn't get up the
They
stairs.
couldn't get up
That
to
was
Calton
funny.
Hill. I don't know. So
Because
yeah,
Rick calls me and says, "You're not going to believe this." And I'm like,
it was so
really?
weird. It was so
Yeah,
weird. But I mean, any place you go in Scotland, it's haunted or
yeah.
there's spirits there. I mean, just, when we were at the St. Andrews,
Hmm.
I mean, you can feel it when you're walking
Yeah,
around. Number one, it's ancient. Number
yeah.
two, I mean, you're next to the North Sea, so the
Right on it.
energy is everywhere. I
Well, you've
mean,
got the
really.
North Sea, and then you've got the Firth River.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because when we were in Creole, we could see
Mm-hmm.
the Fourth of Firth Bridge
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
over the Red Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
We were right on all the water, but when we were down on the golf course side,
Mm-hmm.
I felt more spirit activity there than I felt when we were actually on the beach on the other side.
Mm.
In St. Andrews, like around the cathedral and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
there's plenty there, and around the school and the cemeteries and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's so active.
Mm-hmm.
But I never did see any of the legendary haunts there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
No. Gregor told us about that, about a lot of them, because
Mhm.
he took us around and did his tour
Yeah,
thing, and we've been there 3 times now. I haven't
yeah.
experienced any of what Greg talked about,
I'm going to
but
show them
you know,
Gregor and Ryan.
yeah,
That
please
is
do.
Gregor Stewart and Ryan O'Neill. They are Haunted Scotland.
Yes.
So they are the people that take us everywhere with their group.
Yep.
They are the nicest two men. And Kyle, Gregor's son,
Mm-hmm.
those are really great pictures of them too.
Oh
So
yeah.
you can see how nice they are.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the founders of Scottish Paranormal who, thank goodness, like us. So take us everywhere. And
Yes.
when Gregor came and picked us up in St. Andrews last year to
Mm-hmm.
take us to Stirling to do a Haunted Scotland
Sterling Jail.
Scottish Paranormal
Mm-hmm.
investigation at Stirling Jail, that was the first time I got to see unblemished the Milky Way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's raining, and I'm hanging my head out the window so that I can see it because it's raining, you know, over there. But over on this side, there's nothing but Milky Way. My first time.
Mm-hmm.
And this man is like, I said, Gregor, can I roll my window down? And he was like, all right, Les, you do what you like. And I'm like, thank you. So, I'm sitting there and I'm just like hanging out. And
I was
this is
snoring.
after she was snoring. She snores all the time because she sleeps on a dime. But it was so funny because I guess that whole 40-minute drive back to St. Andrews, I'm like,
Yeah.
look, there it is.
I
And
came to long enough to make sure you were okay because I couldn't
that I
figure
wasn't
out
falling out the window. Yeah,
yes. And
because
I
I was a
looked
little
over.
excited.
I thought, oh,
I was
she's
a little
okay.
pumped.
I just,
Yeah.
she's okay.
Yeah. And, but that experience at Sterling Jail
Oh yeah.
was so much fun. They had
Mm-hmm.
a Estes Method room. They
Mm-hmm.
had psychics that were taking us everywhere. My favorite part, though, and when we first got there,
Mm-hmm.
we got to go up at the top of the turret, and that was higher than I'd been before there. I'd
Mm-hmm.
been up, but I don't think I had been as high as I got.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there, I'm looking out at the Wallace Monument, I'm looking at Stirling Castle, I'm looking at all the stuff that we have seen from there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the rolling countryside.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there looking at it, knowing that every inch of that is haunted.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
like, let me out, let's go look for him. But you know, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Oh yeah. And I had my, of course, I had my SLS, and I didn't have the camera. I had the app, which I have to be
Right.
really careful with that. But I was picking up when you guys were down doing the psychic, closing your eyes and seeing what, you know,
Yes.
I had, me, I'm always looking up. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
looking up. And with that, my app, camera app, I was seeing things up there watching us, what we were
On
doing
that
down there.
ledge.
And then I
And
saw,
because we
yeah,
were down at the bottom of the stairs,
hmm,
and those stairs went up to where you go out to look.
yeah, the lookout area. And there was also one that was standing in the doorway. There was someone standing in the doorway watching us. There were people, there were spirits up above us looking down, and there was one standing in the doorway. And they kept saying, well, they see, you know, such as, seeing spirits or whatever. And I said, yeah, I know. They're right up there.
Yeah.
They're watching us. I
Yeah.
didn't do
I
the sign.
really I really liked that they were doing like a lesson
Mm-hmm.
on, trust what you feel, write what you feel, or draw what you see, or you
Mm-hmm.
know, and because that group has some extraordinary psychics in it.
Oh yeah.
There's
Very
so
good.
many of them that work together.
Mm-hmm.
And that group as a whole
Mm-hmm.
is the best. I can't say that because Highland Paranormal is jam up too.
Yeah. They're one of the best. Both of them
I would
are
say both of them.
yeah. They're,
And I want to work with, is it Incubus down in London?
yeah. That's Rick's group.
Rick's
They,
Rick's friends. Well,
yeah.
these these were all Rick's friends too until they became ours as well.
Right.
I mean, I think that I just can't say enough good things about the people that we have had the opportunity to meet and work with, and
Mm-hmm.
primarily thanks to Rick
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and
History and
Shelley.
Horrors tour with
Oh my gosh,
those
they are
guys.
the nicest people.
Yeah. Gary and um, the name left my brain because they came and picked us up and took us to Crail, which,
They took us everywhere.
oh, that it was amazing. And but
Lynn.
yeah, Lynn, I couldn't think of her name. She's gonna shoot me.
Well, when we went, I mean, look at us at Salutations. They took us to Paris, and then the little town that I took the picture of the hotel sign because we went so many places I didn't know where we were. And then we went to Dunkeld,
yeah,
where you've learned about energy circles. I mean,
yeah,
there were there was so many places. They took us to Lava Cairns,
yeah. No, was it that
and
one? That was
yeah, because that's you
Highland.
already knew about energy circles when you went there.
Yeah, Highland took us to
Was it Highland that
yeah, it
took us
was
to Carmel?
Highland. Yeah, because they were the ones who took us there, and it took us to that place, that
The
real ancient place that we tied those prayers to.
yes,
I can't.
that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that was really neat, seeing the water, and the they called it a well, but it was like a little
It
creek.
moved. It was
Yeah,
moving water.
it was moving water, and there
Yeah,
was, you know,
and
there was pieces of uh, material everywhere. You know,
well, that's what was at the first time we went,
yeah.
and they took us to that church that had the Harry Potter tree, the Whopping Willow,
Mm-hmm.
because it was twisted like that.
Yeah.
But Danino Den.
Yeah. Donito. Yeah.
But when it was the same thing, but a whole different energy because and I blame that on the person that took us to Danino Den
Mm-hmm.
because they told us that basically they were spells that
Mm-hmm.
you or wishes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is
Prayer.
wishes, it's prayers
They were prayers.
that you yeah. And that's what you are putting you're tying your hope, your prayer, your
Mm-hmm.
wish there. And when by the time that the material rots and
Great.
comes off, then your whatever it is will have happened, whether it's a healing or a blessing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was so horrible, but it was a witch, a bad witch, that took us there.
Yep.
And so I wasn't surprised by the connotations that she applied to that. But when you talk to people who are spiritual as well as witches and who are trying to make sure that you're getting appropriate information and they tell you what this really is and
Mm-hmm.
how it works, then it was a whole different way to look at things.
Yep.
And, it was Scotland is all about the energy you bring to it, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you'll get what you ask for
Oh, oh yeah.
or what
Well,
you'll accept.
like Liam said, when he took us over there, he said some people have a negative reaction when they go into this woods, but I did not. In
I didn't.
I had a really bad headache going in there, and by the time I got in there and walked around and tied my prayer and came out, my headache was gone. I mean,
Mhm.
I felt a lot better.
It's cleansing.
It was, and it was, but like I try to tell people, it's it's an energy. It's very old. It's ancient. It's very wise wisdom
Yes.
I get from it. Even with the clavicarons, when I walked around, I didn't get a lot in the clavicarons per se. It's when I went to the trees. That's when
Yes.
I really picked up on the energy. When I
Well,
touched the trees.
yes. And they
That,
were in circles.
yeah. That's where I thought, whoa, you know.
Well, and you thought I was daft to start with about that.
Well, I didn't understand it, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
after well, yeah, after
when
you
we were in
showed it to me,
Dunhill,
and then you, then you knocked me down, and then
I did not knock you down. You did not fall.
I had to grab a hold of you,
That's all right. I held you up.
and then we went to the clavicarons, and then it was like, then I started seeing it. When you showed it to me was the circles, and
Hmm.
all these. The more I looked around Scotland, there's a lot of places that the trees are in circles.
Yeah.
If you
And the
don't pay
rocks.
attention, If you don't pay any attention, you wouldn't notice it. But I started looking and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, there are,
Very spiritual place
yeah, very.
or a magical place.
Hmm. And
It is magical.
well, it was just like when we went to that great castle, the ruins, and you got your hands burnt.
Yep. Yep.
So, it
And
was,
it literally burned me. I had a burn mark on my hands
mhm. And then
from,
Greg told you what happened at that castle.
yeah,
So, kind of makes sense, So, like I
it was
said,
freaky.
yeah, Scotland is definitely magical. I guess that's the best way of putting it. You can say haunted if you want to say it that, but it's
Well,
spiritual.
it has hauntings too.
Yeah, it's magical and spiritual and haunted. And I mean,
And they
yeah.
have UFO activity, so it's the full package, the full
Oh, yeah.
Monty.
They have fairy pools. They have, well, even you left dimes on the way back from the cemetery on the first night
Yeah,
because
fairies.
because you said we got to leave something for the fairies because they're here.
Well, they are. I
Hmm.
mean, I do that if I go into the woods and come out here.
Hmm. So yeah.
Always dimes, silver and
So
shiny.
what what pictures you've got me intrigued that you've got hidden in there that you said I didn't know that I would be shocked at? You said you were going to surprise me with some pictures.
Oh, well, they're not that kind of pictures.
Oh,
It's a for a family show, Lori. Well, let's
okay.
see. Hell, I don't know. It's, oh, well, okay. I just have some travel pictures. And you're going to know what that I've got to unplug my computer. Uh-oh. I've got to unplug the power from my computer, which won't make any difference whatsoever in the show, but we're getting thunder and lightning right now.
Oh,
Now, I'm just going to take you down memory lane, okay? When we first learned that the unicorn is truly the national animal of Scotland,
yes. Wasn't that at Kouros?
that is Culross.
Okay.
Culross.
Kouros. Kouros.
And St. Andrews.
I was going to say, that's St. Andrews. I love that place. It's one of my favorite
I
places.
know. Me too.
Me
And
too.
that's one of my favorite places there
Mm-hmm.
as us looking back from the water.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
And in that town, you have to look up
Yeah.
because the
See the architecture at the
architecture.
top?
Mm-hmm. That was a
So
cool place.
that was a cool place.
That was.
And then
Oh,
Inverary,
Inverary. Yeah, that was a
home of
cool.
the Highland Games.
Mm-hmm. That was a. That castle is immaculate. It's beautiful.
Oh my God. And it's still livable.
Yes.
I don't know that they don't live there. Okay. This is where Lori was talking about. This was the Laird's quarters.
Yes.
Outside of this room is where she caught that SLS image. And
Mm-hmm.
that is Ryan and Gregor and Lee Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle. Was Kyle there?
No,
Or was it just the three guys? No.
it was just us.
This was the night. It was stormy. It was a dark and stormy night. But and this is probably the best place that I've ever investigated in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
But
That was it. That
and
was
this
cool.
is
Yeah, because I remember sitting there talking to Ryan.
mm-hmm.
That's me sitting there, and I was catching something.
Little knowing I was taking your image.
Yeah.
I'm a threat to do that everywhere we go. Let's see. Oh. And this was in Sterling Jail. That's just such a creepy place.
It is. It truly is.
So alarming.
Yes, it is.
And then this was in, well, it went away. There we go. That was in the Pool U house. And that's where we
Oh, yeah.
wound up in the Highlands. We had lunch
Yeah.
on the lot that's right outside that window. And it was just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was a while back.
That was the first round.
That was the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Roslyn Chapel.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Lori found out that she was a murderess.
Yes. That was
That was the strangest ever
Bannock burn.
dowsing rod session I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, Bannock burn. God. Yeah,
She murdered somebody there, guys.
Well, I'm not sure he was dead when I left, but he died later because of it.
Well, I'm thinking seriously about sharing rooms with you now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. In Balgony Chapel?
I was going to say that's a chapel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The prettiest grounds of any castle, except for the Dunbar.
Menzies. Yeah.
Mingus.
Menzies.
Spelled Menzies if you're American. Don't say Menzies when you're there.
Oh, no. No.
You will never get over it.
No.
Let's see. I already showed you Gregor and Ryan. This was also in the Pool U house. It's the funkiest phone I've seen. Definitely 70s issue.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be all of the photos I've put in there for you. Bannockburn, Menzies, Balgony Chapel, Chorus, Glasgow, St. Andrews, Embury, Gregor and Ryan. Guys, cannot say enough about these people. Yeah. Because the first time we went to Scotland, Lori and I went, it was really the biggest cluster you've ever seen. Mm-hmm. It was, like I said, we got dumped on the side of the road. We had absolute terrible treatment. Even beyond that. Yeah. The nothing was scheduled. None of the places that we were supposed to be able to get into were working. Yeah. They were rude to the Scottish Paranormal people, which was a bad decision. Mm-hmm. And they were just the biggest bunch of asshats that you could ever hope to meet. Mm-hmm. And I am pretty easy to get along with when it comes to basic decency. If I know you're trying, we're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. And you're the same way. Mm-hmm. Until you're sitting there looking at a bed going, what's a bed bug? I'm like, don't touch anything. Don't bring our luggage in here. Go away. So, it really was that kind of a moment. Yeah. And Scottish Paranormal and just the people of Scotland, the manager and the owner at the hotel that we had paid money to stay in, that we were told didn't have enough rooms because they combined 2 tours, because the second one didn't sell out that was supposed to be in England. Yeah. So it was a bad tour. It could have put a terrible taste in our mouth for international travel. It was both of our first times to go internationally. Mm-hmm. Yep. And Scottish Paranormal and the manager at the hotel that we were supposed to, the Strathmore Hotel in Kirkcaldy.
Joe Smiley.
Joe. Yes. Who is my hero and will always be my hero. Mm-hmm. Knew what we were, knew what we did, and they treated Rick so well. The group didn't. Rick was sleeping in a maid's room. Yeah. While all of the other talent that was from the other tour that didn't sell out had the really nice rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and Rick was in a maid's room.
Yeah.
And
He was in a toddler bed.
he was in a toddler bed because we both had to try and fit in it
Mm-hmm.
together. It was
Yeah.
not pretty.
No.
So, because he gave us his room, and because he gave us his room, the owner took care of him.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was just such a beautiful, friendly, kind place. And I can't say enough good things about you being who I travel with. I can't say enough things about you being who I get to investigate with so often. We've been to California.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to Scotland 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to Ohio. I know we've been to other places too that aren't coming to me now. We've been to New York because our plane broke on our last trip to Scotland. So we got a day
That's
in New
true.
York City at the
Yeah.
World Trade Center.
Well, we've been to Savannah several times.
We've been to Savannah several times.
Mm-hmm.
Gulf Shores.
Mm-hmm. Gulf Shores.
You burned to death in Gulf Shores. Her first time, guys, it's like 2,000 degrees. She now has a place there. So
I do.
it's just fun. We've been to Pensacola Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
That was fun.
We've been to that house. What's the name of that house in Gulf Shores we went to? In Bon Secure by the Tin Top.
Oh, I can think of Sora Weed House, but that was in Savannah.
No, we've been to Sorrel Weed too. Oh my God, that
Yeah.
was amazing. Have you been to Sorrel Weed?
Yeah.
Okay. But we should go there together.
Yeah.
We haven't. We did go there together.
Yeah.
We went,
Yes, we
and
went there
that's
together.
where we did the cook thing, where you got
The
the
boil.
video of the kid with me.
Mm-hmm. That was holding your hand, and we also got the. It sounded like somebody was swinging from a rope in that one room, and we had that shadow dart across the back of that room when we were up there in
It was
carriage house.
in the carriage house when it came out of the closet and just went across the floor.
Yep.
And I mean, because I thought I was seeing things.
Yeah.
That was wicked cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that was right after we left there was when, as I was walking out and you were filming, was when the child was walking beside me.
Mm-hmm. You had your hand.
And yeah, but that shadow, because I mean, seriously, it was so hot up there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just sitting there and I feel like I might be nodding off because I see something. I'm like, I must have been asleep. Gosh. And then, no, I wasn't. I have it on film. And you saw it too.
I saw it. I saw it dart across there.
Yeah. It's like but it was so low, like an animal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
where else have we been? Moon River?
Well, we've been to Moon River. We've been to California. What was that
Winchester.
place? Winchester House.
Mystery House. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be wearing my raincoat tomorrow. I'll remember it then, won't I? Best raincoat I've ever bought in my life. If you ever get a chance, go to the Winchester House and buy a raincoat.
Yeah.
Because it's been to Scotland all these times.
I didn't. Yeah.
But I thought I lost it. And I called them and said, I need one of your raincoats. And said, I don't know if we have them. I said, find out. And then I found my raincoat. So it worked out okay. Yeah. But it is the best raincoat I've ever owned.
We've been to the High State Reformatory several times because I've had my birthday parties there. I mean, good. And Paulding and.
Oh, you can't touch Paulding though. It's the best place I know.
Old South Pittsburgh. We had that weird thing happen there.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. I don't know if I have that on my computer or not, but I don't know. I'm not even going to worry about it. But that was the most wicked, cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Defied physics, defied logic. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
I was trying to find that video, and it's on my other computer that is packed up right now.
Yeah.
Because I've got a new computer. But that was the most bizarre.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever been there.
The Paulding thing was bizarre, but that that at Old South Pittsburgh was just, it
Crazy.
defied physics.
Yep.
It was a punch ball balloon going against a fan
Mm-hmm.
and holding its own against a fan as
Mm-hmm.
long as it could, and then it shot out. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, oh my gosh, it
And
was the
then
most
just went
bizarre
right
thing.
back around and did the same thing.
Yeah, it just kept doing
Over
it.
and over and over and over. We even moved to see
Yeah,
if we could redirect the wind, and it still did it.
nope. It was
It was
getting our
crazy.
attention, and it
Mm-hmm.
worked. It worked because it
Yes.
did.
Mm-hmm.
But
And it was
well,
crazy. It was crazy.
it was crazy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we've
Well,
been kind of all over the place.
and I'm so glad because it all started in Pigeon Forge.
Titanic Museum, you and I sat beside each other.
The only ones
I,
in costume that didn't work for the company.
that didn't work. That
I
was
was in a
fun.
ball gown and you were Molly Brown.
I had a big hat on and
Yes, you did.
grills and
You were
yeah.
excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You were fantastic as Molly Brown.
So
So,
that's where it started, you and I. But
and
we both been investigating a lot long before we met. So
yeah,
evidently they finally figured out that we needed to be together.
and always will. It's so good to have a friend like you. So I'm very blessed by that.
Well, same here. You know, you put
Um,
up with my squirreling and yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes
I always put up with you squirreling.
I never get
And
to.
that really is her nickname, guys, because if you were investigating,
Yeah, I was
something
gone.
has caught her eye, or
Yeah.
you've gone off and left her about 5 minutes ago and you have to go back and find her. And it's just the most fun. I did tell you in New York, you don't squirrel here.
Yeah. And I didn't.
And she didn't.
I didn't.
She didn't. Our plane actually, you couldn't see it anymore. Nobody knew where we were because our radar went out. So they had to put us down at JFK after the airport closed. JFK closes at 9 o'clock. Really?
Yeah.
So then we had to get a cab to go to a hotel that they had said we could stay at. And it was the biggest cluster on the face of the planet because everybody was tired. And we had a great time because she had never been to New York and I didn't know that. So we spent the day
Mm-hmm.
and had to
Went
be
all
back
around.
at the airport again. And away
Mm-hmm.
we went back on
Mm-hmm.
up to Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh, please tell me I put that in here. Don't tell me. Anyway, I had my picture of the glaciers that I was going to put in there. Because we came back from Scotland over the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
And I got to see so many. She was sound asleep. I'm
Yeah.
sitting there watching out the window going, oh my God, what is that? Those are glaciers. Oh my God, we have glaciers.
I woke up long enough when you were so excited. I peeked out to see what you were looking at, and I did see them. And then
You
I
were
went
less
back
than
to sleep.
impressed.
I was going.
You were less than impressed. But we've got to go. We're going to be late. But
Oh, okay.
I love you. Thank you for being here. You're so much fun to investigate with. And we'll get some more adventures to come back and talk to because we're due. So, everybody listening, thank you so much. If you're listening to this as a rebroadcast, thank you so much. We will see you next time. You're the reason we do this. Good night.